In this one I'm in the shade 350, and in this one I'm in the shade 360, which is a little weird. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexis Jones. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on to my channel. I really hope you enjoy the content that I post, and I really hope that encourages you to subscribe before leaving. But let's go ahead and get into today's video. So for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the new Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation, as well as the Hydrating Primer. I was about to say concealer, but the new hydrating primer as well. And as you guys know, she originally came out with the soft matte version, and this is the original one. This is the new one that just came out. The soft matte version, I really liked it, but it was really dry for my skin, so I couldn't use the primer and the soft matte. I had to use like a moisturizing primer and then use the soft matte foundation, just because it was a little too dry for my skin. A little bit about my skin, if you guys do not know, I have super duper dry skin. I get dry patches, it flakes. Like if I'm not, I need to just like run my face under the faucet. That's how much hydration I need in my skin. So I have a really hard time with using mattifying products, mattifying foundations, anything of that nature. My skin does not like it at all. So yeah, in today's video, I'm gonna be reviewing those products for you guys. I'm also gonna be telling you guys my thoughts and opinions. This is not a first review because I've tried to film this video before and it did not turn out well. If you wanna know why, keep on watching. But yeah, let's just get into today's video. Okay, so I did my eyeshadow off camera just because I wanted to do something different. You guys know I'm trying to wear eyeshadow these days. I used the Jackie Aina palette. I used Ginger, Credit, and then Zam. Zam is all over the lid. Credit is blended into the crease, and then Ginger is my transition color. So that's what I have on, just in case anybody wants to know. And then my lashes are the Vegas nail lashes. These ones right here, the brown pack. So that's what I used. Okay, so let's get into this foundation. I'm super excited to try it. Now, this is my second time filming this video. I tried to film it the first time. So, okay, I tried to film it the first time and I just went and picked up the same shade that I was in the other foundation. So in this foundation right here, which is the soft matte, I am 360. So I went and I picked up 360 in this shade, and it was too gray. So I did a whole video, I did a wear test, I did the whole 9 yards, and I was gonna upload it, but I just wasn't feeling it. Like, I felt like my foundation could have looked better. So I went back and I grabbed the shade 350. It's a little bit on the more warmer side, but I think it matches a little bit better. This is the two foundations. This is the original foundation, and then this is the new foundation. So I know that they look completely different, and you might think like, oh, you get less product than you do in this one, but actually you get the same amount of product. So you get 1.08 fluid ounces in here, and you also get 1.08 fluid ounces in this one. So you get the exact same amount of product in this one, and then you also get the same amount of product in these two as well. So this is basically the difference. So as you can see, this is the original one, this is the soft matte, and then this is the hydrating one. So I want to see what the difference is. I'm completely out of this stuff because that's how much I like it. So I'm gonna open the top and I'm gonna just apply some on the back of my hand. So this one, the one that's on the back of my hand, is the soft matte one, which is this bottle right here. So when you blend that out, you can see what it looks like. It has like a white little cast to it, and you just blend it out, and that's basically what it looks like when it's all blended out. It smells really good. So as you can see, it's not very, very shiny, but it's still very hydrating. But it's like a soft matte, like a velvet matte. I'm gonna apply this one to the back of our hand over here, and as you can see, this one is definitely more of a pink base, and it's definitely more watery. Well, not watery, but more clear, as you can see. So this one is definitely more hydrating. Even looking at my hands, you can see the difference between this one right here and this one right here. This one is very hydrating, and you can see like the glow on the skin, versus this one here is more of a matte. You don't really see any shine at all. So that's the difference, in case you guys were wondering. So now that we know the difference on that, I want to show you guys the difference with the foundation. So this is the side that we applied the matte. So I'm going to take my 360 and I'm going to apply just a little bit of that product. So as you can see, this is basically what it looks like. It's very full coverage. Well, it looks like it's super full coverage, and it's a matte foundation on the back of my hand. So that's what that looks like. Just blend it out on the back of my hand. You can see that it's definitely drying down to that more matte feel, that more matte look. Yeah, so that's definitely more of a matte foundation, definitely. So you can clearly see that that's matte. And then we're gonna go on to the hydrating foundation, and I'm going to apply 1 pump of that as well onto, this one is new, so as you can see, looking at this one is definitely a little bit more on the runny side. It's not as thick as the other one. So blending, I'm trying to see if I can show you guys, blending this one out. They're definitely two completely different colors, as you can see, but like I said, I went in with 360 at first, and it was way too gray on my skin tone, so I went back and I grabbed a different shade. So as you can see, blending this one out, you can definitely see like my skin through it, so it's more of a medium to buildable coverage, but you can see that it still has that shine on my hand as well. So it still has like that hydrating look and feel. So you can clearly see this is the hydrating one and this is the matte one, so you can clearly see the difference. You can see that this one definitely is more glowy. It definitely has a little bit more glow on the skin, and this one is definitely more matte. So that is the difference between the two. This is the matte foundation, and then the hydrating foundation as well, with the primers underneath. Okay, so I'm super excited to try this foundation out again for the second time, because you guys know I've tried this foundation already and I loved it, but the color was off on my skin. So I'm taking 3 pumps of the Fenty primer. Oh, this feels so good on my skin. It literally feels like butter on my skin, but it feels hydrating. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there might be a tad bit of silicone in it. I'm not sure, but don't quote me on that, but it's so freaking good on my skin. It feels amazing. And it just absorbs into my skin perfectly. So, I mean, I personally like it. I mean, you can't really review a primer, you know? You have to use it with like your normal everyday product, normal everyday foundation, but just on how it feels on my skin right now, it feels amazing, and I would give it a 10 out of 10, definitely. So I'm going in with my Farsali Skin Tune Blur. If you guys hear any noise in the background, ignore it. It's my dog playing with her ball. So I'm going in with my Skin Tune Blur just in my problem areas, just to hide some of my pores, because my pores, they've just been getting large lately, and I'm just like, girl, who invited you to the party? Nobody invited you to the party, okay? So yeah, I have to hide those. And I love this stuff. It's so good. You guys know I love to set my primer in place with a powder, so I'm gonna go in with my translucent deep setting powder, and I'm just going to set that in place. This is basically just going to help the longevity of my foundation. It's gonna help it last. Oh, my lash is poking me. Hope it'll last for a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm gonna take about 2 pumps of that foundation, and I'm going to tap it with my finger and just apply it to my problem areas first. Hopefully this isn't too red or too orange on my skin tone. I'm gonna go in with my Juno & Co sponge. You guys know I have been loving this sponge lately, and I'm just going to blend all of that out. So just upon blending it out, it's very hydrating, and it leaves the skin looking hydrated and dewy. It does not like mattify the skin or anything like that. So, oh yeah, I'm glad I got this color. This color is good, yeah. It's a little bit like orange on me, but I feel like once I apply my concealer and stuff, it'll definitely even out. But 360 was way too gray on my skin, in my personal opinion. It was too gray, which is weird because you would think that it would be the same shade. This foundation is giving me NARS vibes, if that makes sense. Like, it's definitely giving me Natural Radiant Longwear vibes. And then I'm just going to add just a little bit more of that, just to kind of build it up a little bit. And then I'm going to take that with my brush and just stipple it in. This color definitely matches my forehead like perfectly. You guys know that every time I do foundation, I typically try not to put any on my forehead, because my forehead is darker than the rest of my face, so my forehead tends to look ashy when I apply product on it. But this actually does not look ashy at all. It actually looks perfect. It looks less red than the rest of my face. I have this truffle matchstick that I never really use. just because I feel like it will pull and tug too much on my makeup. So I think I'm gonna go in with Truffle. And it glides on perfectly, which is crazy because it didn't used to do that. It used to go on very, very hard when using the other formula. Going in with my Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer in the shade Dulce de Leche. And I'm just going to blend it out. But I'm really loving this foundation so far. I feel like it looks good on my skin. I'm more of a full coverage type of person, and I'm definitely getting medium coverage from this foundation. I wish it was a little bit more of a fuller coverage. For me personally, I don't like to see like anything. Like, I want every single scar, every single scratch, every single everything covered. So I wish it was a little bit more of a thicker medium coverage, but I'm not mad at it. I actually like it. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm actually here for it. I'm just blending that out. You guys already know I'm blending that out with my Juno & Co sponge, the only sponge that I use now. You see how when adding my foundation, adding my concealer on top, it definitely made the foundation even out. So, guys, I can't believe I'm wearing eyeshadow. Who am I? To set everything in place, I'm gonna go in with my Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Pound Cake, I believe. Yeah, Pound Cake. I love this setting powder. I always wonder, like, why did I stop using it? Like, I don't even know. It's so bomb. Look at that. Obsessed. So now we're gonna go in and warm up the face. I'm gonna go in with Impanema Sun from Becca. And I actually got some new brushes. I picked up the Morphe M581 brush, and then I also picked up 2 of the Sephora number 56 brushes. They're foundation brushes, my favorite brushes on the planet. When I worked at Sephora, those are my brushes that I did on my, those are the brushes that I used when I had clients. They are so bomb. I'm like obsessed with those brushes. And then when I apply my bronzer, I like to apply upward because I don't really want to get down here into this area. So I basically swipe my brush up and not down. So I'm gonna go in and do the bottom lash line. You guys already know what products I used on the bottom lash line. So I'm gonna take my Morphe M562 brush and I'm going in with Ginger. And you guys already know, I don't know if you guys can see, but I have a lot of creasing under my eyes, and it's just normal for me. No matter what I do, is very, very normal. So I like to just make sure that I blend that in with my products that I'm using on my face. I love this ginger color. I think this might be like mine. It's such like the perfect transition for me. For blush, I'm going in with Maui Nights by Becca as well. And I'm gonna take that on my Morphe M581 brush. This blush is very, very pigmented, so be careful. Like, I definitely just added too much. Okay, I'm gonna set my face, going in with my Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray, making sure to cover my eyes. And then I'm just gonna take my sponge and just tap over all of that. You have to be careful when you do this because when I first started doing this, literally all my makeup was on the sponge. So I'm like, what the heck is happening? So be careful doing that step. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera and do my hair really quickly, and then I'm gonna come back and give you guys my final thoughts. All right, you guys, so give you guys my final thoughts on the primer and the foundation. I absolutely love it. Like 100%, I'm obsessed. This might be my new foundation. Like, I'm just like looking at myself in the mirror and I'm just like feeling myself. Like, I love everything about this foundation. I love the texture. I love the coverage that it gives. I love the finish. I love everything about it. Although I've only been wearing this foundation for about an hour now. I have tried this foundation in the past, which is why I'm not going to be doing a wear test for you guys. I'm obsessed with this foundation. I feel like if you have super duper like oily skin, I don't think this is going to be a good foundation for you, because I've only been wearing this foundation for an hour and I'm already like a teeny weeny bit oily right here in this area, and that's typically normal for me. That's where I get oily the most at, which is why I like to set my primer in place with the powder, just to help. So I feel like if I have dry skin and I'm already getting a little bit oily, if you're somebody who has super oily skin, you're not gonna like this foundation, because no matter how much powder you use, no matter how much setting you do, you are going to get oily, and I don't think that you're gonna like that. So if you have dry skin, if you have dry or normal skin, I highly recommend this foundation for you. If you have oily skin, I recommend you to continue to stick with the soft matte version. I just feel like the hydrating one, which is this one right here, I feel like it's just a tad bit too hydrating for somebody who has oily skin already. But for me, it's definitely a 10 out of 10. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It makes me look pretty. It makes my skin look good, and I'm happy that I changed my shade. So that's one downfall that I did have with this foundation. I had a really hard time matching myself, which is weird, because you would think that I just go in and pick the same foundation, just in a different, just in a different tube, but the same shade. But when I did that, I got 360 and it was very, very gray on my skin. But when I got 350, it was which is the color that I have now, it was very orange on my skin until I fixed it and added my concealer and everything like that. So I am definitely two different shades in this foundation. In this one, I'm in the shade 350, and in this one, I'm in the shade 360, which is a little weird. So yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But other than that, everything is perfect with the foundation. I love it. I would 100% recommend it. If you come to my channel for advice and my opinion on products, this is a product that I would definitely recommend you trying. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. Comment down below and let me know if there's any other someone just texted me, but comment down below and let me know if there's any other products you guys want me to review. And I don't know if you guys seen it already, but I reviewed the Jackie Aina X Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, so I'll leave that linked on the screen. That way you guys can check that out. But yeah, if you've made it this far, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I know you're gonna come back. Like, you're gonna come back when I upload again in about 2 or 3 days. You're going to come back. So girl, just subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.